After 65, try doing this in the morning. You could live 30 more years. What if I told you that something as small as your first 5 minutes after waking up could quietly add years, maybe even decades to your life? It sounds bold, right? Almost too good to be true. But stick with me, because the knowledge I am sharing today is not about complex medical treatments. It is about simple human habits. Hello everyone, and welcome to Elderly Heart Talks. This is a space where we learn, share, and grow stronger together. I am so glad you are here with us today. Today, I want to share a story that really touched me, and I think it will resonate with you too. It is the story of a man named Robert. At 68, Robert felt like his body was, in his own words, rusting shut. He was a retired engineer, used to fixing things, but he could not seem to fix his own fatigue. He honestly thought his best days were behind him. But then he discovered something simple. Not a miracle pill, not a rigorous gym routine, but a gentle 5-minute morning ritual. 6 months later, even his doctors were stunned. His heart health looked like that of a man in his 50s. So what exactly did Robert do? Today, we are going to explore that together. It is backed by research from top institutions like Harvard. But more importantly, it is practical, it is easy, and it starts the moment you open your eyes. Let us dive in. The first step, strategic hydration. Let us talk about the very first thing you should do before you even think about your morning coffee or breakfast. I call this the anti-stroke habit. The story of many mood-waste effects. Have you ever considered that while you are peacefully sleeping for 7 or 8 hours, your body is still hard at work? Even though you are not active, you are steadily losing fluids through your breath and your skin. In fact, most adults lose nearly half a liter of water overnight without even realizing it. This means that the moment you open your eyes, your body is in a state of mild dehydration. Now, why does this matter so much for those of us over 65? When your body is dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker and more viscous. Imagine trying to pump thick syrup through a straw versus pumping water. That is exactly what your heart is dealing with in the early morning hours. This increased thickness is one of the primary reasons why the risk of heart attacks and strokes is statistically much higher in the first 1 or 2 hours after waking up. To counter this, your first task is to drink 16 ounces of room temperature water mixed with the juice of 1/4 of a fresh lemon. There are 2 very specific reasons why we do it this way. First, the temperature. It is very important that the water is room temperature or slightly lukewarm, not ice cold. Cold water can cause your blood vessels to constrict or tighten, which is the last thing you want when your heart is trying to move blood efficiently. Room temperature water is gentle on your system. It helps your blood vessels expand, allowing oxygen-rich blood to flow freely to your brain and your extremities. Second, the lemon. Adding just 1/4 of a lemon is about much more than just a fresh taste. Lemons are rich in potassium and vitamin C. Potassium is a natural vasodilator, meaning it helps relax the walls of your arteries, which naturally helps to balance your blood pressure. Furthermore, this simple drink acts as a wake-up call for your liver. After a night of filtering your blood, your liver is ready to flush out accumulated toxins. The citric acid in the lemon stimulates the production of bile and activates liver enzymes, helping your body's natural detoxification process start on the right foot. The second step, the 60-second circulation reset. Once you have given your body that much-needed hydration, we need to focus on getting your blood moving properly. This part of our routine is the 60-second circulation reset, and it is one of the most powerful things you can do to protect your brain and your balance. Have you ever noticed that when you first stand up in the morning, you feel a little bit lightheaded or dizzy? That is not just a sign of getting older. It is actually a physical process. After we lie still for 7 or 8 hours, our blood naturally begins to settle in our lower legs and feet. This means there is less circulation reaching your brain right when you need it most. If we do not wake up our circulation properly, our brain starts the day with a temporary shortage of oxygen. This is why so many of us feel a bit foggy or unsteady on our feet when we first get out of bed. In fact, experts at Johns Hopkins have found that if we do not redistribute that blood flow, we are starting our day with sluggish, compressed circulation. This routine acts like a natural pump, pushing that blood back up to your heart and your brain. Research shows that just 1 minute of these targeted movements can boost the blood flow to your brain by as much as 40%. Imagine how much sharper and more alert you will feel with 40% more oxygen reaching your mind before you even leave your bedroom. First, once you stand up, plant your feet about shoulder-width apart so you feel nice and steady. Take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly raise both of your arms above your head. As you let that breath out through your mouth, gently lower your arms back down. Do this slowly and feel your chest opening up. Next, gently rotate your shoulders backward 5 times in a smooth, relaxed circle, and then rotate them forward 5 times. Finally, perform 10 heel raises. Lift your heels off the ground, hold for just a second, and then lower them back down slowly. Each time you lift your heels, you are literally squeezing the blood out of your lower legs and sending it back up toward your heart. The third step, precision protein timing. With your circulation active and your body hydrated, we can now move to the third step, which is precision protein timing. This is perhaps the most important thing you can do to protect your strength and your independence as the years go by. Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right, eating your vegetables and staying active, but you still feel a little bit weaker or less steady each year? There is a hidden reason for that, and it happens in the first 30 minutes after you wake up. You see, by the time morning comes, your body is looking for energy to jumpstart your system. If we do not give it the right fuel immediately, our body starts to do something quite sneaky. It begins to break down its own muscle tissue to create that energy. Scientists call this process catabolism. For those of us over 65, this is a very big deal because we already lose muscle mass more quickly than we used to. I like to think of it like this. If you do not put wood in the fireplace to keep the house warm, the fire will eventually start burning the furniture. We do not want our bodies burning our hard-earned muscle just to get through the morning. The research from the National Institute on Aging is quite clear on this. They found that adults who consume 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within the first 30 minutes of waking up experience significantly less muscle loss over time. When you hit that 30-gram goal early, you are essentially sending a signal to your body to stop breaking down muscle and start building it back up. This early dose of protein also acts like an anchor for your blood sugar. It prevents those mid-morning energy crashes and keeps your appetite steady. This is incredibly helpful if you are managing things like type 2 diabetes or just trying to maintain a healthy weight. The fourth step, the 90-second mobility sequence. That brings us to our fourth step, a 90-second mobility sequence designed to lubricate your joints before you even take your first full step across the room. I like to think of this as oiling the gears of your body. You see, after a long night of rest, it is very common to feel as though your joints have been rusted shut while you were sleeping. You might notice a creak in your knees or a nagging stiffness in your lower back. There is a very simple biological reason for this. While you sleep, the protective fluid inside your joints, which we call synovial fluid, actually thickens up. It is a lot like the oil in a car engine on a cold winter morning. It needs a little bit of movement to warm up and start coating the gears properly. By taking just 90 seconds to move with intention, you are creating your best defense against that morning pain and dangerous falls. I always recommend starting this while you are still sitting safely on the edge of your bed. First, rotate each foot 10 times clockwise and then 10 times counterclockwise. This wakes up the nerves in your lower legs and prepares your feet to hold you steady when you finally stand up. Once you are on your feet, place one hand on a sturdy chair or your bed frame for balance. Gently rotate each knee in small controlled circles, about 10 times for each side. Next, place your hands on your hips and lean your upper body gently from side to side, 5 times on each side. Then, very slowly, twist your torso to the left and then to the right. It is vital that you do not use any sudden movements. We want smooth, fluid motions that tell your spine it is time to wake up. Finally, finish by rolling your shoulders backward 10 times while taking a few deep, relaxed breaths. You are essentially tuning your body like a fine instrument, preparing yourself to move through the day with confidence and ease. The 5th step, the mental clarity ritual. Now that your body is moving smoothly and your muscles are fueled, we have reached our 5th and final ritual. I call this the mental clarity exercise, and it acts like a natural fertilizer for your brain. So many of us are told that losing our memory or feeling foggy is just an unavoidable part of getting older. But our brains have an amazing ability to grow and repair themselves, even well into our 80s and 90s. The key is a special protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Let us just call it brain fertilizer. It is a natural substance your body produces that helps grow new brain cells and strengthens the connections between them. The best way to trigger this fertilizer in the morning is through a simple 1-minute exercise of focused recall. Once you have finished your mobility movements, find a comfortable place to sit and close your eyes. I want you to try and remember everything you did yesterday, but you must do it in reverse. Start with the very last thing you did before your head hit the pillow last night. Then, go back a little further. What did you have for dinner? Try to remember the taste or the smell of the food. Keep going backward through your afternoon, and finally, end with what you did when you first woke up yesterday morning. This forces your brain to forge new pathways and look at information in a way it is not used to. When you do this every day, you are essentially thickening your cognitive reserve. By taking these final 60 seconds for your mind, you are ensuring that you are not just physically capable, but mentally present for every beautiful moment the day has to bring. We have covered quite a lot today, have we not? These 5 simple steps take only 5 minutes of your morning. Yet they are a powerful gift you can give yourself every single day to ensure you stay strong and independent. Before we part ways, I truly want to connect with you. This community we are building here at Elderly Heart Talks is so special to me, and I want you to know that I read every single comment you leave. Please take a moment to introduce yourself in the comments below. I would love to know what your name is and where in the world you are watching from today. Also, I am very curious, which of these 5 habits are you most excited to try tomorrow morning? Is it that refreshing glass of lemon water, or perhaps the reverse memory challenge? Let us know. Sometimes just typing it out is the very first step toward making a lasting change. If this video gave you a sense of hope or brought some clarity to your health journey today, please consider hitting that like button. It helps more than you know. And of course, if you have not already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a tip on how to stay energized, vibrant, and in total control of your well-being. Remember, you are not just getting older, you are living, and you deserve to feel your best in every single moment. I am so honored to be on this journey with you. Thank you for spending your time with me today, and I will see you in the next talk.